back to my channel. So in this week's video, I'm gonna be doing another Baruch Q&A. You guys seem to love these videos, which I understand. When I was applying to Baruch or thinking about Baruch, I was looking online everywhere for like answers to questions I had and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I asked you guys on my Instagram story a few weeks ago to send me in some questions that you had or to comment them on some of my videos, and I have a good amount of questions that I'm going to be answering today. Before I get into it, don't forget to subscribe down below. I'm also gonna be drinking this Red Bull while I do this. It's the coconut berry flavor. It is so good. I used to hate Red Bull, but this flavor just hits different. All right, first question. I actually got this one today, so I'm just gonna start off with that. Hi, is finance at Baruch a hard major for someone who's not good at maths? I am not good at math whatsoever. Math is probably my worst subject, and I'm doing just fine in finance. The only classes that you really need to know math is just the math prerequisites. So like algebra, pre-calc, or calc, whatever they put you in. When you come into Baruch, you take this like evaluation, this math test, so they can place you into a specific math class. It goes algebra, pre-calc, or calc, and I got placed into algebra, the easiest one, meaning I did the worst, and that class was super easy. Pre-calc was a little harder and calculus was insanely hard, but once you're done with the math requirement classes, it's not hard. Like I just took a finance class and it was simple algebra was the only real math that you had to apply to that. I haven't taken super high level finance classes yet, so I can't speak for that, but for the business classes I've taken so far as a junior, I can tell you that the majority of them just require like basic arithmetic. It's not like crazy math like the math classes make it out to be. Next question. This one comes from a DM. It's kind of long, so I'll put it up on the screen. Hi, I know that you make YouTube videos on Baruch and I was looking into going there. I just wanted to ask about their off-campus housing. First off, what is the off-campus housing like? Do most students use dorms or off-campus? What would you recommend and what is cheaper? And last question, do most of out-of-state students use the dorms or the off-campus housing that Baruch offers? I know it's a lot, but thank you. So I'm gonna just answer this in parts. The first part is, what is off-campus housing like? The off-campus housing, there's a big building on 96th and 3rd, and that's kind of weird because the school is on 23rd. It's like way up on the Upper East Side, but it's a pretty good area. Sorry the lighting keeps changing and being weird, but the dorm itself is so nice. Each room comes with its own bathroom, which is very rare at colleges that dorms have their own bathrooms. Usually it's like a communal bathroom. So each room has their own bathroom that is super clean and modern and nice. There's a big communal kitchen, there's a library, a study room, a gym. The gym is not that nice, but at least there's a gym. It's a very nice building. It has a lot of problems, I'm not gonna lie, but compared to other dorms that I've seen, like I visited my friends at school and seen their dorms, compared to that, the Baruch dorms are super nice. Second part of the question, do most students use dorms or off campus? Most students commute, so most students live at home with their parents, but out of the out-of-state students, I would say that most dorm their first year and almost everybody moves out their second year because the dorms are pretty much full of freshmen and you just like get the college experience, then you go. Because third part of the question, what would you recommend and what is cheaper? An apartment is a lot cheaper than dorms. The dorms are pretty pricey, but I had a triple, which is the cheapest option you can have, but still with having a triple, I calculated it, getting an apartment is still a lot cheaper. It's just nice to get the college experience at first and then like move out. And last question, do most out-of-state students use dorms or off-campus housing? I would say they use the dorms their first year and then off-campus for the years after. All right, next question. What are your favorite classes from Baruch and whom did you have it with? My favorite classes, let me think. Honestly, my finance class I had this semester was probably one of my favorites, which is weird to say because at first I didn't like it, but I actually really liked it. I had Esri Setcher. I like can't pronounce his last name. I'll put it on the screen. I had him and the class was Finance 3000, you know, just intro to finance. I liked the way he taught. I liked how he recorded all his lectures and posted them online. The one thing I'll say about him though is he makes a lot of errors when he makes quizzes and exams. Like he will accidentally put the wrong answer as the right answer, and if you don't like point it out to him, you might not get that point back. You know what I mean? You kind of have to email him and be like, hey, like I think the answer to number 1 was A, but you said A was wrong. And he'd be like, oh my God, I didn't realize. So that was a really fun class. Another class I also took this semester was video communication and production. The projects for this class were so fun. It didn't even feel like a class. It felt just like a fun after school thing to do. Basically, the projects in the class were a documentary made with a partner. You had to write a screenplay. You had to make a a found footage project, which basically you found footage online and made your own story out of it. Like lots of cool projects and cool assignments that didn't even feel like assignments. And I took that with Alexandra Just. I'll put her name on the screen too. She is super, super nice. You can tell that she really cares about the class and knows what she's talking about. My dad actually sat in on one of my classes with her and was like, this is a super interesting class. And I was like, I know.
Hey guys, it's Maya editing right now, but I can't believe I didn't mention these two professors. Carl Belizaire for algebra, if that's what you get placed into for your math class, and Marco Decina for public affairs. They are both amazing. Both wrote me recommendations for jobs and things like that. And I loved both those classes so much and those professors so much. If you don't get Carl for algebra, go to him at the tutoring center. He is so good at making things super understandable, and Marco Decina is just very funny and a good professor. Just wanted to mention.
Somebody answered on my Instagram story, don't forget to talk about the curve grading policy. The curve grading policy is so stupid. Basically, for Zicklin, for most of the classes, a certain amount of students can get A's, a certain amount of students can get B's, and a certain amount can get C's. And the department curves to like reach that kind of curve and ratio. If everybody got an A in the class, they would curve it down. Or if everybody got an F in the class, they would like curve it up a lot to reach that kind of ratio and curve, if that makes sense. It's very confusing. I'm pretty sure you can find information about it online, but it's kind of annoying because if you do get a really high score and the whole class gets a high score, you might not actually have that score in the end. I remember for my business class, it was like, I think it was intro to business. I had a friend who got like 100 on the final and he ended up with like a 91 because they curved his grade down. Next question, is there any Greek life on campus? Yes and no. There are a lot of co-ed frats for business and things like that. There are some fraternities and sororities at Baruch. They're affiliated with like the New York area. So people in it aren't just from Baruch. They're from like Hunter and City College and Brooklyn College and like all of these places. And they're all part of that. It's not affiliated with Baruch, but there are Greek life, like sororities and fraternities that exist that are more social, not as professional as like the co-ed ones, and you really have to dig to find those. Next question, how long did it take to get a decision from Baruch when you applied? This question is hard to answer because I used my high school's email that they curate for you to apply, and that email becomes inactive when you graduate, so I couldn't really go back and see like when I applied, but I believe I applied in the fall and I got my decision either February or March. I got my declaration of intent in March, so I think I might have gotten my acceptance in February because I only have a copy of the declaration of intent or whatever that is and my housing agreement. I have those records from March. That's all I really have, but I think I got my acceptance in February. I also got a lot of questions just about like people sending me their GPA and what they've done and being like, do you think I'd get in with these scores or with these stats? But like I can't really answer that because I don't work in admissions. I just know that I got in with my stats. If you want to see like my test scores, GPA, all that, I have a whole video about that. I'll link it in the bio of this video, but I just talk about like all of my test scores and stats and my essay, extracurriculars, like everything that I did and what I got into Baruch with that. So if you want to like compare, but admissions is really weird. It's not very consistent. Like I know people that had a way higher GPA than I did but got waitlisted, you know? You never really know what they're looking for. So those type of questions I can't really answer because I don't really know, but you can definitely look at that video that I made and compare or talk to other people that went to Baruch and what their stats were to get in. So yeah, those are all of the questions that you guys sent in to me. I hope this helped you out, and I will continue to make more Baruch Q&As. I've been kind of slacking on my Baruch videos, but I will be back with them. I just kind of haven't really had any ideas of Baruch videos to make other than like Q&As and just like college advice videos. But if you guys have any suggestions, comment them down below and I'll take a look. I just want to make some Baruch videos for you guys because I feel like there aren't a lot out there and they help you guys out a lot. I hope you guys are all staying safe. Happy holidays. I think this is gonna be my last video for 2020. Thank you guys so much for such an amazing year. Hitting 600 and then 700 subscribers in 1 year was insane. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful, and as always, have a nice day.